Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I am your humble host, Eric, and how's everybody doing tonight? Good. Let's get to the news. This week in the news, of course, the big news was that Ahmaud Arbery, his killers were sentenced and sent to jail. That was pretty great. The white vigilante trio guilty of murder. Will Wheaton here say have fun rotting in prison. I also noticed that our own Senator Tammy Duckworth also posted about that. And there was quite a bit of coverage. You notice here I got my little left-right coverage meter, and pretty much all the sources from left, right, and center covered this, and everybody was pretty happy about it. But one thing that I did notice was that about half of the news outlets said things like men involved in Arbery's killing, not murder. But NPR said murder. So I found that refreshing. And I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it's a little weird. Anyway, Rolling Stone published an excellent story about the January 6 organizers using anonymous burner phones to communicate with the White House and the Trump family, sources say. And there's been quite a bit of documentation on this, but I really didn't see a lot of it in the news. So you might want to Google that one. Oh, and good news, the Georgia prosecutor of the Ahmaud Arbery case turned herself in because she interfered with the prosecution. She told them not to prosecute. So she turned herself in and is in danger of losing her law license, which I'm all for it. That's pretty freaking cool. Meanwhile, Trump supporter Brendan Hunt was sentenced to 19 months in prison for threatening to slaughter members of Congress who backed the election results just days after the January 6th election. I mean, posted video of himself and everything. So if you were wondering what it took to go to jail for a tiny bit of time, all you have to do is just threaten sitting Congress people, videotape yourself doing it, and send it to the FBI. And then maybe you'll be held accountable. So that's kind of fun. Hey, speaking of news stories that are pretty mind-blowing, don't know if y'all saw.
Or you could just be black.
Well, there's that too. True. Hey, the CIA is all over the place, warning that Russian spies are saying that they're behind the Havana Syndrome incidents. And you'll notice this one is from the Washington Post, which is, of course, owned by Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, owns the Washington Post. Also, has a $10 million contract with the CIA and seems to publish whatever they want him to say, strangely enough. So you might want to take that one with a grain of salt. Maybe you want to Google and find this article from McGill University, Havana Syndrome, or a case for eliminating the implausible, because diplomats in Cuba fell ill. Some suspected a secret weapon. Now, 5 years later, a more benign explanation is actually probable. The most likely explanation seems to be that Havana Syndrome is a mass psychogenic illness whereby naturally occurring symptoms like dizziness and headaches, normally caused by stress, are interpreted as possible attacks due to a high stress environment. But don't let that stop the CIA director from being on all the channels telling you that Havana Syndrome is real and we need those nuclear weapons and multi-trillion-dollar budgets to fight those commie bastards. Just in case. And, not that I'm saying, remember anything, but Havana Syndrome. Remember Colin Powell waving that little bottle of baby powder, telling us all that Iraq had anthrax, and everybody got so scared we blew like our entire country's savings account. Remember that? Just saying. Maybe keep that.
Dude, they fucking vaccinated me against that shit. Yeah, TD's pointing to himself, him too.
Yeah.
I remember that scare. It's in my fucking body.
Yeah, there you go, man. These lies don't stop unless we just keep making fun of them constantly. In interesting news, the Dutch are not messing around. They arrested a married couple who fled quarantine, trying to leave the country. And you'll notice the coverage on this, heavily biased to the right. The right really loves stories about people being arrested for not complying to quarantine. They're very scared about it. Another story that keeps popping up is inflation. The corporate CEOs are all over the place, and they're talking about how we have got to be careful about inflation. It is so bad, inflation. But the real inflation problem, as posted by Senator Ro Khanna, is corporate profiteering. Do not be hoodwinked. the inflation is coming because corporate CEOs are bragging about consumer elasticity. That means you're an essential consumer and you're going to buy their stuff no matter what, so they can hike the prices. There's a guy that you're probably seeing in the news quite a bit right now. He's on TV every day. His name is Ken Langone. And Ken Langone is the CEO of Home Depot. Oh, how's Home Depot doing this year? Oh, their stock went from under $300 to over $400 because they're posting record profits because they are ganking prices on all kinds of things. Ken Langone, founder, is on TV saying, you know, that Biden spending bill is going to cause inflation. That's hilarious to me. So I always try to end with a little bit of good news. Oh, wait, weird news. This is a fun one. Today in history, the Canadians are opening and tapping their maple syrup reserves. I think that's just amazing. So apparently that's a fun one. America promoted its first Native American to lead the National Park Service, first time in American history. Also a monumental and awesome thing. And the federal government is putting in contracts to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour for all federal contracts starting January 30th. So that's going to have a nice impact there. So and one last thing here, I suppose. Marjorie Taylor Greene introduced a bill to award the Congressional Gold Medal to Kyle Rittenhouse. I thought it was the Onion, but it's not. It's not. So the boys tell me, yeah, the boys tell me I got to wrap the news with something fun and interesting and positive. So a couple things here. Hyundai is trying out hydrogen-powered trailer drones. Look at how high-tech that thing looks. It's a big old robot 18-wheeler running on hydrogen, drives itself. That's cool. The Japanese now have fiber optics that are 7.6 million times faster than what you probably have at home. And it'll be worth $1. It'll be $1 while we're, it'll go down to $1 while we're still on the phone arguing with Comcast. That will happen. Oh, and this one made me smile. Chris Christie, who is on all the broadcast networks, all 3 cable networks, the Sunday talk shows, HBO, even got a primetime special to help him sell his books. Sold about 2,000 copies. Mainstream media has been trying to make Chris Christie a thing forever. The only thing that he is what the media made him. They've been fawning over him constantly. And all I got to say is mainstream media, read the room. Nobody likes Chris Christie. All right. And finally, and this is nuts. I always try to do a positive animal story. But in this case, this is weird, man. There is now living robots that can replicate. They can self-replicate. And look at this. I don't know how to do this on Facebook for the Blind, but this is a little microscope shot. And these little guys are just crawling around and they're gathering up, ingredients. And those little tiny balls there, those are like kids. They're making little kids. They're building copies of themselves. And these guys figured out how to make parents who would make kids and kids who would make grandkids and grandkids who would make more kids. And that's kind of a cool animal story, except not. And there you go. That's the news for Monday, November 29th on Facebook for the Blind. Now we're going to try and, be actually funny. So,
whatever, man. That robot shit was hilarious. We're going to die.
We are going to die. We are going to die. I've seen all the sci-fi. It's called Gray Goo, if you want to look it up. The Gray Goo Catastrophe. Yay. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, I'm handing it off to my beloved co-host who looks exceptionally good tonight in his shirt that is allegedly gray. It's Michael LeBune.
I don't think the shirt is gray. I'm colorblind as fuck, and even I know this is blue.
Wait, looks gray.
God damn it. It's not. So, this is a picture of Snoop Dogg, and they've superimposed a pilgrim's hat over him. He is holding a joint, and he's high as fuck. And the caption says, "The turkey ain't the only thing getting baked this Thanksgiving."
Nice.
And can confirm. This is a picture of 3 people at a table, and one woman is sitting, and there's a dog sitting on the ground facing the camera. And one of the women sitting at the table has her hand over the dog's mouth. And 2 people who are not the don't have the dog. They're labeled family talking about religion. The woman sitting at the table is labeled mom, and the dog is labeled me. And it really makes it seem like mom's trying to keep the dog out of this conversation. I can tell you that I am in this meme. PETA needs to calm the fuck down. This is an actual PETA ad. And it says, imagine if you were the one being stuffed for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a woman wearing nothing, and she has an apple in her mouth, and she looks like she's in an oven. This is a highly sexualized picture.
I think I saw that link on the hub.
Yeah, actually, I think they're making fun of the actual PETA ad is what's going on there. The actual PETA ad was it was basically like, it looked the same except there was no head. So it's just a human body in the shape of like the turkey. But anyway, Victor Carlesi at Victor Carlesi, friend of the show. He tweeted this, and he tweeted with "Love is love is love is love," and the picture is when two floats. I think they're getting ready to go at the Macy's Day Parade.
Oh,
Uncle Sam and Spider-Man. The way they've fallen over, Spider-Man's face is all the way in Uncle Sam's ass.
dude, that should be captioned "gobble gobble gobble."
I think I also
Yeah, there it is.
I think I also saw that link on the hub too.
Yeah, nice. This is from Aborted Dreams, and it's a picture of a Thanksgiving table, and everybody is looking at the person with the camera. But
Come on.
it makes it
Good
feel
job.
like everybody's looking at me. Oh, somebody mute whoever's walking the dog. And since they're all looking at me, it says, "It's Mr. I Wish I Was Dead. LOL. LMAO. How's the depression?" This one felt like too many of us here at Facebook for the Blind. Here we have a 7-step guide to paying off credit card debt fast.
All right.
Step 5, make more money.
Yeah.
And my last one, my Thanksgiving round, is from at Omega Kalish, and it says, "Wet Ass Pussy is the only song to my knowledge that contains the word gobble, and thus should be the official song of Thanksgiving."
Oh my. Nice. Oh my gosh. All right. Back to me and the
I might actually celebrate it if that becomes a thing.
nice. Back to me and the ostensibly trademarked wholesome round, although really that's just branding. But anyway, the Godlin posts, "Jobs be asking me for 3 references, and I think I might start doing the same. Like, let me talk to 3 happy employees, please." I think that is worthy advice.
That's good.
Right there. This next one is a 3-panel Simpsons where we have I guess Donald Trump and the boys are supposed to be like Flanders and his boys. And in the background, the boys are wearing their MAGA hats, and they're saying, "Guess we'll have an imagination victory this year. Yay, imagination victory." One of them jumps up, says, "I'm owning the libs." And the other one says, "I'm triggering snowflakes." A lot of that. This is from the unofficial Hugo Book Club blog, and it says, "Dystopian fiction is when you take things that happen in real life to marginalized populations and you apply them to people with privilege." And I was like, oh yeah, Handmaid's Tale. It was a bunch of white people, wasn't it? It's like, it wouldn't have really been all that weird if it was. Anyway, you get the point. Annette, let's see. She goes by the title Ho_grammar, San Francisco, California. It's Annette Mullaney, I believe, comedian and friend of the show. On Instagram, she says, "I don't fuck with anime, but anime dudes constantly fuck with me. It's at the point where if a dude approaches me in a bar, I just sigh and say, sub or dub." This next one's a picture of a possum and a bald eagle fighting over a carcass, and it says, "I struggle to articulate my political stance sometimes, but this picture of a possum screaming at a bald eagle pretty much sums it up." As a thinker right there, as a thinker. I got this one and I thought of Jackson Michael. "My favorite parts of the Bible are when Jesus is alone talking to God himself, and someone who wasn't there is writing about it.
Yeah,
Some comedy gold in there, boys.
that's a problem for biblical literalists for sure.
I'm loving it. This next one's a picture of Big Bird, but he looks a little cockeyed, and the children of Sesame Street look a little frightened. And it says, after downing a 12-pack of beer, Big Bird stumbles onto camera and proceeds to rant about the government's lies. I'd love to see that. I would pay to see that one. This is an 8-panel SpongeBob with, oh my God, what is this character's name? His friend, the starfish.
Patrick.
Patrick, thank you so much, Andrew. Couldn't have done it without you. It's the 8-panel of, you're a Biden voter. Yep. So you must worship and adore him like I did Trump, says the guy in the MAGA hat. Nope, I don't even like him, honestly. You voted for him, so you must be triggered when I insult him. I only showed up to vote to get Trump removed. Let's go, Brandon. Take that. Okay. LOL. Not funny, but it's an accurate assessment of a lot of the things on the internet right now. I love this one. This is a classical painting of children like pretending to be adults. I'm not really sure, but they're like building a cathedral or a house or something. They've got plans and they're all dressed up like little Lord Fauntleroy. And the king baby man is saying, I want it done by nap time. I don't care how many Legos it takes. It occurs to me this joke is too visual for this show. All right, scratch that one from the record. This next one is a picture of candy cigarettes, which I don't know if you remember, but boy, I sure do. Candy cigarettes were awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stress of being a kid would get to me and I'd chain eat a whole pack. True story. True story. Well, it wouldn't be the week after Thanksgiving if we didn't have some Christmas decorating jokes. And this one is a picture of the skeletons from Halloween, but they've been employed with the Christmas decorations. And it said, those people who bought those 20-foot skeletons and keep using them are the real heroes. And we got the 20-foot skeleton putting the lights onto the roof, the skeleton on a ladder, he's putting the lights on the tree. And I'm like, I could totally get behind this. I could totally get behind this style. It's very nice. This next one, the Onion post, Amazon lets warehouse employees' families work Thanksgiving shifts too.
That's awesome.
See the kids on the warehouse floor. Thanksgiving should be spent with your loved ones, whether it's monitoring deliveries with your wife or packing orders with your son or daughter. Oh, Jeffrey.
Family time.
Yeah. This one is just a 2-panel, and we see a prince putting a van onto Cinderella's foot, and then in the next shot, she's skateboarding down the steps, which I thought was pretty good. Again, possibly too visual for this show. All right, my man Roden Trash, friend of the show, posted New Yorkers waking up in their $50,000 studio apartment. And it's Harry Potter on his little cot underneath the stairs, looking really sullen. Yeah, again, too visual. Man, you'd think I'd be better at this. Okay. My sister's dog's tail just asked to speak to a manager. Very Karen looking moppy tail there.
That dog has a Karen on its ass.
I'd like to speak to a manager. Okay, this one is from friend of the show, Maggie Mayfield, with the best pumpkin pie decoration ever, and I concur. This pumpkin pie has a Matchbox car on it, and the whipped cream is in this beautiful arc that looks like a smoke trail, like they're burning their meats around the edge of the pie, and it's beautiful. I am making this pie the next chance.
I like to think that they ran out of whipped cream and just put the Matchbox car on it.
Yeah, that is,
like
man.
the can just ran out.
Dude, my kid watches all those cooking shows, and yeah, that's very accurate. I can see that. Wait, here's how I do it. Nice. All right, I got 5 more left. I'll hand it back to Michael here. This is traditional formal place setting. You've seen these before where they show you where the water goblets go and the champagne glass and the butter and everything like this. But if you look very carefully along the right-hand side, we see shurikens, which are ninja throwing stars, combat tanto, and nunchucks. And of course, the multi-tool. And I, for one, have personally struggled with where the multi-tool goes. So I hope this diagram has helped you as it has helped me. I posted this and some of my friends said, but since you're supposed to start from the outside and work your way in and the weaponry's on the outside, I'd hate to be at Thanksgiving at your house. And I was like, mutually assured destruction is a proven peace technique at the dinner table. I'm sorry, but it is. So, there we go. All right. This one's a cartoon. It says Thanksgiving, and we got a pilgrim and an Indian and a turkey, and it says celebrating the day Americans fed undocumented aliens from Europe. Like to post that one every week. A little bit more Thanksgiving because that's one of my favorite holidays. This is from King of the Hill, and we've got John Redcorn sitting in the back seat answering the question, hey, do your people even celebrate Thanksgiving? John Redcorn says, we did once. Like that one quite a bit.
That's awesome.
Meg Slay, friend of the show, posts Jesus invited prostitutes to dine with him, and he's the light of the world. I do it, and I'm making Thanksgiving awkward. Love it. All right. And
you know what? All right, go ahead and show your last one for the round. Then I want you to go back to this one.
I think you should get your comments in here because the next one's a showstopper.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't bring a prostitute to Thanksgiving, but I did bring Jordan Hall once.
Oh, that's right.
and comedian friend of the show, Jordan Hall. And I like walk up to find Jordan Hall talking to my sister. And my sister's asking him, so you do comedy with my brother? And Jordan's being Jordan, he's like, yep. She's like, do you have a similar act to my brother? And he's like, yeah, pretty close. I have a lot more Ed Gein jokes. And my sister goes, Ed Gein jokes? He goes, yeah. And she goes, who's Ed Gein? And just like Jordan Hall, without missing a beat, he goes, he's an interior designer.
That joke is only going to make sense to fans of serial killers.
Right. And I go, and my sister's like, interior designer, like what kind of stuff? And he's like, oh, lamps, blinds. He does all kinds of stuff. And I go, he gets a little into fashion design too. And I was like, Lana, Ed Gein is a famous serial killer who made fucking lampshades out of people. And Lana's like, oh. She goes, why did you say he was an interior designer? And Jordan goes, the man had layers, okay? I was like, I get in the car. I was like, dude, I'm never bringing you back to Thanksgiving ever again. He's like, fine. I didn't really like your family. I love that guy. All right.
Oh my God. All right. Last one for this set from comedian Cameron Gillette. Sharing this text conversation with my freaking boss to others, to inspire others to stick up for themselves in the workplace. It says John Craigslist, texting with John Craigslist. I would like to hire you again to piss on my face. No, I ran out of piss. Okay, frowny face.
Ran out of piss.
Which, by the way, if your boss asks you to come into work, you can use that.
Yeah.
No.
That's good. So I'm jumping right back into the Bible at J. Mendez. Has this pie graph, and the first one is 3 circles. One is labeled the Book of Job. One is labeled Psychotherapist. And the third is labeled Backstreet Boys. And then it's showing what they all have in common. The Book of Job and Psychotherapists share consulted in times of suffering, which makes sense.
Yep.
The Book of Job and Backstreet Boys shares 5 dudes spitting fire, which is also true if you're familiar with the Book of Job or the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys and Psychotherapists share takes you back to old memories, which is true. And they the Book of Job, the Backstreet Boys, and the Psychotherapists all share tell me why. What I want to know, man, is what kind of weed were they smoking when they made this fucking pie graph? It's perfect. This is not funny. It's just really, really pretty. Shared from at Nick Ripatch. I'm not trying. Nick something. You can find him on Twitter. It says, this poem by Michael Longley gets me ready for Advent. And the poem just simply says birth. The cosmos shaper has come down to earth. Mary is counting his fingers and toes. I love it. Advent is my favorite season. So shit's about to get real Advent around here. This is the lieutenant or the captain rather from it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And two panels, both he's looking incredulous and like he's asking a question. And it says, Mary watching churches everywhere quote the Magnificat. In the first picture, he says, why is no one casting down the mighty? In the second picture, he says, I specifically requested it. If you're not familiar, the Magnificat of Mary is a classic. I got to say, man, that's the thing I really feel sorry for evangelicals, man. They get Christianity with none of the good stuff. No Advent, no Lent, no free palms on Palm Sunday, no free ashes on Ash Wednesday.
Dude, evangelicals can't even name the three wise men, but like all the Catholics can. It irritates me.
Right. And at JM Earth says, me if I was a car. And then she's posted a picture of a Subaru Crosstrek, and you see the license plate is just, I'm baby. At Sig Sandwich says, stay healthy, make sure you're eating your green beans, broccoli, and short turds. You look at the picture, I don't know what it is. It says Carb Smart, and it's like vegetables playing tug of war with like ice cream and candy. But you see that there's definitely like a sugar snap pea or a green bean, and then definitely broccoli. And then what is this thing on the end?
Is that supposed to be?
Is it supposed to?
I'm thinking.
Are potatoes carb smart?
No.
Like I don't know. I don't know.
Potatoes are possibly the world's finest carb.
This is at Joshua Potash. He says, the weird thing about conspiracy theories about a few super rich people secretly controlling the world is that a bunch of super rich people openly control the world. Yeah, that's fucking true.
Oh my God.
I have got to find out what this is from, but I keep seeing this phrase everywhere. This is just an old-timey picture of a woman. It looks like she's just preparing a meal, and she's wearing a bonnet, and it says, I guess that cunt getting eaten. But I saw this shit all over Twitter. I got to look it up to figure out where this fucking started.
I think part of the secret is that Chloe's Twitter handle there is at Clocialism.
Yeah, I also saw like other people shared stuff, and it was like a dinosaur, eating something, and it just said, and it has this quote over and over. So I got to figure it out, but
weird.
I thought it was fucking funny with the picture. And lastly, at Ye Old Dad, Shoegaze Dad posted, finally got that bathroom sink installed. And look closely, and you'll see it's just like a deep sink, like maybe a utility sink. And then when you look closely, you see that there is an outlet installed. There's an electrical outlet in the sink. He's going to die. Okay. Back to you, Eric.
Right. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm so close to almost being done. Oh my God. Okay, I have too many here. I have way too many. Okay. So last week, and I'm pretty sure you hit this already, but Weird Al Yankovic actually posted that to everyone congratulating me right now on my new Kid Rock parody video. Let me clarify, that's not me. That's actually Kid Rock, which is a great burn because apparently the video is that bad, which I think is pretty great. And friend of the show, Dave King, posted, Kid Rock is an artist that stops at nothing and then stays there. It's pretty tight one. This is a picture, I can't remember what the meme is named, but it's some 70s band. The singer is holding the microphone and just looking aghast at the guitarist, who's obviously gone into a solo that was not planned. And the aghast singer is labeled relatives that I have added on Facebook. And the guitar solo is me sharing memes about eating ass and overthrowing the police. Which I just look at this and I go, oh yeah, I feel that one a lot. We have commented many times on the show that John Fugelsang has really come into his own on over the pandemic. John Fugelsang here on Instagram with one of those mega yacht pictures. It's got like a whole living room on the back deck of it. And it says the 85 richest people on earth now have as much money as the poorest 3.5 billion. So please give them another tax cut so they can create jobs already. Fugelsang again, commenting on the AOC Gosar feud with the dumb anime thing that his staff made. I'd like to emphasize that his staff on our tax dollar made an anime video. He didn't just share it. Fugelsang is commenting, if any unpaid intern in America were to post a doctored video that showed him murdering a female coworker, he would be fired. Because in America, we hold unpaid interns to a higher standard than GOP congressmen. I know, sorry, didn't mean to trigger everybody. Mariah Carey beginning her song with I Don't Want a Lot for Christmas and then revealing All She Wants Is You is such a good burn.
Fucking classic, gets me every year. I don't want a lot for Christmas, just you.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of shit.
So good. So good. It's like funnier each time too. Yeah. All right. The Economic Left, which if you're not following, you're missing out, has posted this picture of Cameron Owens because she's talking about the $LGB website explaining the Let's Go Brandon crypto is not a shit coin, but instead it is a coin that symbolizes the silent majority. And this is the Economic Left article. Candace Owens promotes Let's Go Brandon cryptocurrency because of course she does. And all I could think to say was, grift me, please. I mean, begging for it, just begging, please take my money. I'm dumb. And my man Ryan says, are they still pretending to be a silent majority? They are far from silent. I mean, why do any of us even know what a Candace Owens is? Anyway, there we go. So, God, this next one is just a two-liner. Driving down the road and saw my ex. It's funny how I'd hit that has changed meaning over the years.
Violence against women.
Yeah. Okay, fine. God, hashtag it.
Actually, I guess it's not necessarily women. It could be anybody. Yeah. She's running over him.
Yeah. That's that.
Or he's running over him. There's no gender in this.
Yeah.
I fucked around and made it heteronormative.
Yeah. Who is projecting their misogyny? I'll have the audience
right?
know. Hey. All right. Another quick two-liner here. All I want for Christmas is for the housing market to crash so I can buy a 4-bedroom house for like $3.50. Yes. Dear Santa, that's true. I've been very good this year. This is me. Sorry, I can't make it. I have plans. And it's my plans, and it's a picture of Henry Rollins making a gingerbread house. He looks very intense. Look at the focus. Look at that brow. He just into that gingerbread. He's gonna make it really good. Yeah, I can't make it. I have plans.
The best part of that picture is if you were smoking weed, this picture would only just get better the more you concentrate on it.
Oh, it's rippling with color for me right now.
I like it that Henry Rollins does everything this fucking hard.
Oh my God. There's no better time to tell you this, but so I crashed this librarians conference because Henry Rollins was speaking, and I loved it. Didn't buy a ticket, didn't pay any conference fees, crashed on a person's couch. Anyway, got in there, and Rollins is on the microphone. He's got the wire wrapped around his forearm, and as he speaks to the librarian conference, sweat pours down the cord. I mean, just streaming for 45 minutes. The man is a dynamo. I never saw anything like it. It was brilliant and beautiful. He was talking about collecting all the ephemera of early punk rock and going to Kinko's and putting them in these little plastic sleeves and putting them in 3-ring binders. And he's like, I don't know if you will understand. And the librarians were like, yes, go on. That is so hot. Oh, you were collecting the leaflets and archiving them. Anyway, Henry Rollins also makes gingerbread houses. Okay, next. This was just a funny one, man. I keep finding these headlines that I think are serious, but then I just love them and find them hilarious. My man John Ryman posts this one from the Deseret.com. My kid says no one likes capitalism anymore. What am I supposed to do? How to survive a holiday gathering when your daughter invites Karl Marx to the party. And the photograph is like, a very corporate clip arty type of thing. And like, there's a mom and she's pulling on the daughter who looks very happy, has roses in her cheeks, she's got a big smile on her face, and she's sort of dancing in front of the Christmas tree with Karl Marx. I mean, these guys put a lot of effort into this. Anyway, I didn't read the article. I just thought it was hilarious. This week also was curious. Oh my God, I didn't see the hammer and sickle ornament on the tree. I missed that one. That was good. This week, yeah, we started going into Christmas mode, and we were still getting out of Thanksgiving mode and Kyle Rittenhouse mode. Oh my God, so many Kyles. This one is a traditional Homer chasing the dump truck with his trash can over his head, except in this case, the trash can is labeled the American justice system, and it says, "Hey, wait, stop, I have garbage." I was seeing that one a lot. The Daily Show has Trevor Noah saying, breaking, judge in Kyle Rittenhouse case reveals he has adopted Kyle Rittenhouse, declares mistrial because he's my son.
Yeah, that's fucking how that was.
This
guy was all the way up that kid's ass.
This is a traditional, what's this character's name? Is she Pam? Do I have the wrong name?
Pam.
Okay, I'm getting nods there. Great. So it's a 2-panel Pam, and this is called an exploitive meme because it can be redone a bajillion times. We have 2 photos being held up in the top panel. It says, corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. And Pam saying they're the same picture. And it's a picture of Judge Brett Kavanaugh crying with very dry cheeks, and a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse crying with very dry cheeks. And when I looked up what this meme was about and its long history, this meme has been done a billion times.
Oh yeah, this format's classic, dude.
Hey, Dan's in the house. What's up, Dan? Welcome to Facebook for the Blind. Middle-aged riot posts, what would Republicans have done if Kyle Rittenhouse had killed a fetus? It's a thinker. Yeah, it's a head scratcher, head exploder right there. This is Kyle's face pasted onto the woman from Ghost with the judge coming up behind her. Oh, I've broken Andrew. Oh, great. It's the pottery scene. And the judge is coming. Yeah, it's really gross. It is. I agree. You're right. You're right. No, you're right. You're right. With all the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff that was going around, I don't know if you guys got into debates on this, but what I noticed is that a lot of them started off with people talking about how they saw a dumpster on fire, because I did too. They used that same piece of footage of that one dumpster on fire about 100 times. Fox ran it over and over and over again. And what I basically kept thinking was, they keep bringing up private property when I'm talking about murder. And it reminded me of last year, saving private property. Remember the McCloskeys, Mark and Patricia McCloskey down there in St. Louis with the AK, with the AR-15 out there, saving private property, the movie poster. Oh yeah, just reminded me. Yep, that's what I was thinking of.
I forgot all about those assholes.
I know, right? And they were everywhere. I think we had almost a whole show. We had 75 memes about these people. Lego had a set like the next week. It was crazy. All right, 2 more Kyles and then I'm out. Andrea Junker posts, don't know who needs to hear this, but guys like Kyle Rittenhouse turn into guys like Brett Kavanaugh who make the rules for guys like Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, that's not funny. I can't close on that. This is on Instagram. This is the real Meg Slay. Again, friend of the show, Meg Slay. And if you're not following Meg Slay, you're missing out. And this is another traditional 2-panel where we have the man reaching out to the balloon, and the man is labeled Reich Wingers. And he's reaching out to 2 unarmed BLM protesters murdered by one guy with a gun. And the Reich Wingers are saying, that'll teach him. And then we have the BLM protesters coming up behind them and putting their arms around them and saying, BLM protesters carrying guns from now on. Yeah, you taught us. We've teached them. You taught us. Yep. And of course, the Reich Wingers got a little bead of sweat on his thing. And that's my closer. Not as funny as I was hoping for. Not at all. Back to you, Michael.
No, but I liked it. It was wholesome.
Thanks.
DLM supporters got guns.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't share. All I did was leave the screen. Hold on. This is a classic scene from Schoolhouse Rock. It says, "How does a bill become a law?" And it's the bill talking to the kid on the seats of the Capitol in the first frame, and in the next frame, the kid's just handing the bill some money. And money changing hands is how a bill becomes a law.
Yup.
This is from Vivian at Such Nerve. She tweets in all caps, "Yes, I'm a millennial. I get offended by everything. I suck every dick I see. I have both a father and a daddy. I dip my nuggets in the blood of the rich. If my smartphone dies, then I do too. I think of marks to make myself come."
Oh my God. I
Wow.
request that poster on our Facebook page. I want
This
that.
was brought over to Facebook by Be Gay Do Crime. I fucking love everything about this. Fucking Sober, which as a sober person is a really great page for me to follow. It's like, again, 2 panels, and the first one just says spirituality starter packs. And you can see all kinds of stuff here. There's the Bible, there's the complete book of witchcraft, there's shrooms, there's yoga, there's like meditation bell, there's some crystals, there's a church, there's like star, all kinds of stuff. And then the second panel is spirituality advanced pack. And it's just a picture of somebody holding a cigarette that's like burning down to the filter, and a styrofoam cup filled with coffee. And I don't know how to say it, but this is a picture of Alcoholics Anonymous. Like, this is the picture. Spirituality advanced pack. Fucking Sober wrote, "Happy Sunday, we want God." Blow Fuck Yourself has a question. They want to know, do girls look at boys and think, and then it says peggable, and it's just a picture of some girls. One of them has she looks very, very interested in a potential sexual partner. Glow Fuck Yourself says, "Be kind to people. You never know the burdens they carry around." And it's a little cartoon picture of a guy walking with his head down, and he says, "I'm okay." But you see he has shackles around his ankles, and behind him all of these heavy weights. And every single one of the heavyweights are labeled horny. This says, "Me when I delete sent from my iPhone to make the email more formal." And it's a picture of a chihuahua wearing glasses and a turtleneck. This is another classic meme format where it's the brain and it's growing and growing and growing. Becoming more enlightened, and then the last picture is just like, beams of knowledge shooting out of the brain. So the first one, the small brain, says laying in bed all day. The next one, where we start to see some activity, says burying yourself in the plot of a TV show to ignore your problems. Then when we're reaching enlightenment, it's avoiding anxiety and depression by looking at memes. And then the final one, where the person is actualized, they write avoiding anxiety and depression by looking at memes about being anxious and depressed. So congratulations, everyone. We've made it. At Tom Guerra says, "A tragic airplane moment. We've been sitting on the tarmac waiting to take off for 2 hours. The guy in front of us fell asleep immediately upon boarding. He just woke up and started getting ready to get off the plane. He thought we had landed. My wife broke the news to him."
Oh my God.
That one I'll save. It's my post with the most.
Oh, all right. Back to me.
To you, Eric.
All right. So I had not realized how popular Ben Garrison was as a comedian or as a cartoonist. Is this showing up right?
What are you laughing at?
All right. What? Oh, hey, Dan, significant person there. So
sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good, man, dude. We like almost all noises. Well, almost, yeah, a lot of them. It's good. So Ben Garrison.
Glad to know you were laughing.
Yeah, thank you. Dude, that means a lot. Dan's like the whoopee cushion king of Philadelphia. He's like the number one whoopee cushion salesman in North America. So
a lot of people stood on my product.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, here's the fun part. I don't even know if I'm kidding. So Ben Garrison, ridiculous comedian, and we usually post his stuff to make fun of it because it's just so ironic. But he has this amazing graphic that he did for Thanksgiving, and he's got Marks, who has a hypodermic needle coming out of his mouth that is labeled Marxist acid, and the needle is pointing out and spraying all over America. He's spraying a little red schoolhouse that says education, and the flag, and the church, and pilgrims, and football, and law and order. It's just everything's dissolving in acid. And like the people, this is so fun. I got this from a communist group that I follow, and they were like, Ben is jealous of us, isn't he? He just thinks we're amazing. Anyway, so if you go to the Facebook for the Blind group on Facebook, where we put memes that you request, I've made this our new avatar, because that's just, oh my god, it's just too precious to not. We need
to change it to make it say Marxist FB4TV. That's what it needs to be. Marx needs to be pouring us all over the church.
Oh my god.
The American education system.
Dude,
and Halloween.
All right, it's going into next week's promo. All right, awesome, great, wonderful. Okay, bunch of stuff here, so I got to burn through it. This is a picture of a little girl, classical style, and she's holding some kind of demon goat thing. And it says, when you write a letter to Santa, or to Satan instead of Santa, asking for a puppy. Okay, I got too visual again. Man, I'm striking out this week. This is a 2-panel from Dune, and we've got what's in the box, and the woman says softball questions and a sympathetic judge, and then it's Kyle Rittenhouse's face, dry crying. I didn't figure I meant that for the Dune fans. I didn't do my homework on that. My apologies. This is a shot of Michael's, the craft supply store, and we're looking at the Halloween aisle. Clearly lots of skulls and skeletons, but it has a banner over the top of it labeled weddings, and it's captioned, Michael seems to have a new spin on weddings. I could see that. I could do that. I could do that.
First of all, don't talk shit about my store.
Right on. Well, it's a weird store, and you know it. This is from Vermin Supreme. If you're not following Vermin Supreme, you're missing out. He's reposted Dan Flagrator, who's saying, very funny that people used to answer higher minimum wage demands by saying they'll just automate the jobs. And now that it's a prime time to do it due to labor shortage, the tech doesn't work and it's too expensive. So they just put up signs saying, sorry, we can't McDonald's today. He followed up with, if you raise wages slightly, we will be forced to make perfect automatic customer hamburger machines that will be able to keep up and running at all 35 million locations without any issue. And it's like, oh, that's right. McDonald's has those ice cream machines they can't keep online with human technicians. That's funny. Henpecked Hal posts, my 3-year-old asked how long he had to wait until he could stop listening to me. I told him he had to listen to me for the rest of his life. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'll listen to you for the rest of your life. Toddlers are cold-blooded, man.
Damn.
Fucking awesome.
It's so true.
Dude, my kid did say this to me. I told her I would love her. She was a toddler. And I said, I will love you for the rest of your life. And Parker goes, well, at least for the rest of yours. I was like,
right.
Dark. Like, Jesus.
Think about that. That's our default setting. We're born that way.
Well,
people say Facebook for the Blind is dark, and it's like, oh no, we brightened. 8-year-old us was way darker. All right, back into it. The Onion at Not Fake Onion says, we give up. Because Raw Story post, Paul Gosar says he will arm wrestle Matt Gaetz to decide who gets Kyle Rittenhouse as an intern. And I am feeling like the Onion because I'm just, well, how do you parody this crap? We give up. Thank you for saying it, the Onion. This next one from friend of the show, Meg Slay, saying salud, and we've got a diagram of a wine bottle. I assume at Thanksgiving. Very first part is labeled, Grandma, you're looking lovely tonight. The next third or so is, look, you guys, I think healthcare is a universal right. And the bottom third is, Cousin John, you're a fascist and the revolution will not spare you.
That's awesome.
More Thanksgiving. Conan O'Brien tweets, before we eat, my father always makes us join hands and debate critical race theory. Followed by a tweet from God, the tweet of God, saying the great thing about COVID is it's willing to change if that's what it takes to be part of your life.
Nice.
If you're not following God, you're missing out. This 2-panel says this holiday season, if you really want to thank Jesus for your food, and the second panel is a shot of farm laborers picking, says, then give him and his family a path to citizenship and pay them living wages.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Y su familia. Friend of the show, Andrew Teedy, says, and this has been your Friday morning public service announcement, Christmas shenanigans. And this is a picture of the typical family on TV, overjoyed with the car in the front driveway with a big bow on it. It says, car commercials that show a middle-class husband buying his wife a car as a gift is so unrealistic. It's like, hey, honey, as a gift this year, I made a huge financial decision. Without your approval, you might want to look for a second job. Merry Christmas. TD, that killed me, man.
Hey, I'm doing what I can, man.
Oh, thanks for supporting the show. This next shot is a picture of Moses. He's pointing and it says, wandered in the desert 40 years. And then we've got just a regular, GPS on your phone, and it shows Cairo to Jerusalem, 9.5 hours by car, or circled closely here, 6 days by foot. Yeah. Yeah. This is the guy you're following. It's captioned, never ask Moses for directions. That's the truth. Anyway. This next one is a workplace sign. It says this is a Velociraptor free workplace with a little red circle with the line through it. It has probably been 6 days since the last incident. You have another sticky note that's crossed out 412 days, and then a picture of a dude that says, we miss you, Pete.
Poor Pete.
R.I.P. Pete.
God, this is the kind of meme you could do at work. That's what I think. Look at this. This next one is from @Sean Kent, and it says, retweet this if your retirement plan is basically civilization will probably crumble before I'm 65 and money will be meaningless anyway. Snap,
Counting
snap,
on it.
snap, snap, snap. Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. So next, man arrested. This is a sort of a mugshot picture. It says, man arrested after trying to fight family because someone ate his pork chop. And Diamond Teeth Boy replies, I'm not going to say he was right or wrong. All I'm going to say is I understand. We have all had that one pork chop. This one I think is relatable. It's a picture of a girl and she's eating ice cream, sitting cross-legged in front of a poster of 3 girls eating ice cream. And it says, how it feels to listen to a podcast. Just laughing along. Yeah.
I do feel like part of it.
Yeah. I listened to a podcast this week that was deeply intimate. By the way, Rena Calm, friend of the show, Rena Calm, comedian, was on a podcast called Hot Mess. And it was 3 girls having a talk that was so intimate. I felt like I was eavesdropping. I literally felt kind of guilty and bad for listening, but I also couldn't turn it off. So I'm going to recommend that. It was real. All right. So yeah, comedy comes from trauma plus time. Let's say that. This next one is a couple, and their baby is on the sidewalk, just laying there. And the man and woman are looking at each other. It says, pick it up. I picked it up last time. It was your idea to have it. Fuck off. It might be a real transcript there.
I picked it up last time.
Yeah, picked it up last time. This next one is from the Marginal Mennonite Society. New to the show, I think first appearance. 4-panel of a man on a mountaintop, and he's saying, dear God, is there any meaning to my brief and painful existence? and shafts of light come down from the clouds. Angels show up. There are musical notes, and they have a big banner that says no.
Made a big show of it, at least.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good, man. And wouldn't it be nice if you asked for a sign and they were just like, no? That would be intriguing. It would change a lot of stories. Okay, into the last three here before we post with the most. John at Mr. John Darby says, inventor of musicals. What if we ruined a movie every 15 minutes? Jax thinks I'm being harsh. Not every musical, but a lot of them.
A lot of them are bad, but man, there's some fucking dope ones.
Yeah, it's true. But I thought this was
They
tight.
really are.
Tight.
Hamilton, I fucking watched that shit like 3 times.
All right.
I also like
All right.
Rent.
Nice. That's true. But did you get it tattooed on
done.
your arm like Michael? So, you know, he loves it. He would marry it. All right.
Dude, what's the one with John Travolta? That one's awesome. Hairspray?
Grease?
Shit's
Grease?
my joint, dude. Grease, not so much. I like Hairspray, though.
Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas, Kenneth? Yeah, great point. You can get
All
the
right.
fuck out of here with your musical bullshit. Sweeney Todd? All right, I'm done.
You're killing me. You responded to like 12 words with like a minute diatribe. You're hilarious. Void Mistress posts, poet. She was like the moon. Me. Yes, I too am dead on the inside and only able to reflect the light of others whilst causing lunacy when I'm at my peak. That's from Pagan and Occult Humor, and I thought it was pretty good. Last one for this set before our post with the most. Oh, nope, I blew it. That was it. It was, hey, lunacy at my peak. Yay.
That's all right. I'm here. I got my post with the most.
All right, good.
All right. My post with the most on Twitter was this one. And for this one, it's pretty important for you to know who Andy NGO is. Andy NGO kind of pretends to be someone who's bringing people media and news, but what he really is just anti-fascist.
Okay.
And a double negative makes a positive. This fucking asshole's just a fascist.
Okay.
So, and what you see is that there is a person running away, and they're labeled Antifa, and their leg, the way their leg is crooked, you can see the point of their foot as they're running away, and then they're being chased by someone with a knife, and they're called MAGA, and then you see that the camera is being very, very careful just to make it look like that the Antifa person's foot is actually a knife being stabbed towards the MAGA person. So it's basically saying like they're taking just a really, really carefully edited shot to make the left look bad when the right is really the violent ones. And then the person behind the camera is labeled Andy NGO. The only thing I can tell you is there is a ton of hate and vitriol on the left for this guy, Andy NGO. This one really captures the way that he tries to bring news to the media.
Interesting.
So that was my post with the most this week.
Very cool. My post with the most, I'm going to do it slightly different format here because it's not as funny as I would like it to be. So I'm going to do something else to close it out. But my post with the most
like
here,
my stand-up routine.
Yeah, my post with the most, which has a lot of engagement here, 38 comments, 4 shares, and actually it was way more after I left, is just a little two-part call and response thing from John Pavlovitz, who says, in your own words, how would you describe libertarians? And John Spalding replies, house cats. They are convinced of their fierce independence while utterly dependent on a system they don't appreciate or understand. Which is really just kind of amusing. It's not even really, it's just there. But I know goddamn well if I post anything with libertarian in it, I'm gonna get some fuckers, man. I can use libertarian or Bitcoin or CrossFit and trigger whole scads of my people. So, or vegans. I can also use it anyway, depends. So I decided to do libertarians to see if I could generate a post with the most, and newsflash, yes, I did. Comedian and friend of the show and libertarian, Jeremy Estep, says, utterly dependent? Please explain. I'm having a hard time remembering the last time I was dependent on anything funded by the government. followed by 50 of my librarian friends responding with numerous examples of all of the government protections and subsidies that he is benefiting from that he has overlooked, and observing that he is the cat in this metaphor, completely dependent upon a system that he does not appreciate or understand. It is like hilarious if you stand back from it and read it. Anyway,
Yeah.
so because it was like unself-aware irony, I have to show you my favorite with the second most likes and engagements, which is from the iRobot stand out at the mall. Don't know if you've seen it, but walls of iRobots. And then we see that the chairs have been moved out and the woman is mopping it, or she's sweeping it. And I love that.
Don't listen to him, Rudy. Talking shit about my musicals, talking shit about my sweeper.
That
I got one of
libertarian
those
thing,
iRobots.
that libertarian thing is like that scene from the Life of Brian where the Jewish guys are like, what did the Romans ever give to us? It's like roads,
yeah.
sanitation,
Aqueducts. Yes.
law. Like,
Do you know what? I have seen that as a meme. That is exactly right. That is exactly perfect. Oh, I'll try and get that into the next show. Well, we're going to stop the recording so that we can put this in the can. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been an episode of Facebook for the Blind for November 29th, 2021. Until next time, be safe. Ciao.
Peace. Love you, George.
wait, who's George?
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.